Welcome back to another reading with me, Amanda, here at DivineCapricorns. I read for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements. All of these readings, just so any of you know, if you're new to the channel, I do timeless. I don't believe in having one timeline. I don't think that that's really truly possible for like anybody. So you can watch any of these readings at any point in time. Just feel called to let people know that. So this is just going to be like a general reading, honestly, like whatever comes out, comes out. I've got the Animal Spirit deck from the Wild Unknown. It's one of my favorite decks to use for readings. So Spirit, what do my Capricorns need to know from this deck? What can you give them for messages? What can we give them for messages? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements. Thank you very much. I will take the 2 and run with it. We have Rabbit and Fire Ant. Okay. Interesting. I read from the book for this one, so just so you know, that's what I got going on here. Rabbit. Oh, there's Rabbit. And then I believe Fire Ant is further back. Right? Fire, yep. Yep, right there, that first one. Ooh, afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dusty cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit. They shape your destiny. When in balance, this looks like sensitive, problem solver, good listener. When out of balance, this looks like over-explains, talks fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. Ooh. I think I know where we're headed with this one, to be honest. I can already feel it. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, this looks like thoughtful, disciplined. When out of balance, this looks like argues, excessive heat, gossips. To bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. Ah, I get why walks at night. Okay, like the cooling energy. And of course, that's especially when the moon is up. It's more of like the feminine. Solo time. Yeah. Going inward. Spending some time alone and like in silence might be very helpful for you right now during this time. Honestly, it kind of feels like there's something that you are really afraid to look at, something that you're afraid to accept, maybe to address. And whatever it is, it might be even causing like pent-up aggression or anger. Like the first few messages I was getting from the rabbit, Literally, the rabbit gives the eagle the idea, right? And that's pretty horrible. It's like, you harped on this thing for so long, being afraid of it, and then it literally happens, right? So notice your thoughts and words. They shape your destiny. I think that might actually be what I put into the title. Wow. Okay, let's go deeper, because I'm intrigued. I'm invested. I'm intrigued. I'm curious. So through the tarot spirit, wow, already the Hanged Man. How can we elaborate onto this? 10 of Cups. How can we elaborate onto this energy? 8 of Swords. I can't say I'm surprised. That is a self-sabotage card. And it did come out in another reading that is here on the channel. You can check it out. Imposter syndrome. Right? It's a real thing. Ace of Wands. All right. All right. Anything else, Spirit? Five of Cups. Temperance. Can I have one more card, please? Just one more card. Thank you. Lovers. Yeah, so usually, and Lovers doesn't come out very often for me. Lovers right now is giving me choice. Yep. Hanged Man, 10 of Cups, 8 of Swords, Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups, Temperance, the Lovers. I mean, this feels like you needing to take a step back. Like, the Hanged Man talks about surrender and shifting perspective. But I think that it's deeper than that for you specifically, meaning I think that you need to literally take the advice of the rabbit card, like having some time, like a day of silence. And even in the fire ant, what was talked about in that one too for advice, like it feels as though maybe there's too much mental energy going on for you, because like 8 of Swords, that's quite a bit of mental energy. Like, we haven't reached the 10 yet, but it's building, right? And it's not small. And it feels like in order, once you do that, it's like the 10 of Cups will just, it'll be not like appear out of nowhere. It'll be something where it'll indicate to you like, oh, this has been here the whole time. Isn't that funny how that works? Generally speaking, though, you have the Ace of Wands here. So it's like there's something that's going to ignite or spark an idea, and more so I'm getting more like solving a problem. And I don't know what that problem necessarily is. Of course, those details are more intimately known by you. I'm not you, so I can't really know those things. So I kind of feel like there's this burst of like light at the end of the tunnel, this dark tunnel kind of idea, where like a sense of hope will come over you once you figure out the solving of that problem or problems. This could be multiple problems. I don't necessarily know, but it feels like there's this darkness looming, not necessarily over you, but around you. Ooh, I have the urge to cry. I can like feel it in my nose and starting to come up into my third eye right now. I need to breathe for a moment. Whatever this darkness is, it's maybe it's emotional for you, or maybe you feel emotions towards it, like it makes you emotional. Maybe sometimes when you get overwhelmed, you need to breathe. If that is you, I'm sending you so much love and understanding. Five of Cups, Temperance, and the Lovers. This feels like choosing to give yourself grace and time to heal from things that are disappointing. Like, I say this about the Five of Cups often, and it stands to reason. This card always feels very literal for me, is that there's 3 spilt cups in front of him, and then there are 2 full ones behind him. And there's no way of really saying like they're both full necessarily, but they are upright and they haven't been spilled over. And to me, those 2 cups represent the blending of masculine and feminine energies. So you have this ability to fill those cups back up. And I'm not sure if you're being able to see it right now. And perhaps that's where the Hanged Man energy is making its presence known, because it's giving shift in perspective, but also like take some time to just be. Like, listen to the inner voices. Right, we have 2 inner voices. So we have the one of intuition, one of the ego. Ego is very loud, sometimes obnoxious and overprotective, depending on what it is, or it can be loud, proud, and be very protective in the right circumstances. Whereas the intuition, that voice is very soft, it's very gentle, nurturing in nature. I just feel a sense of like holding space for yourself. Oh, that's very interesting. The Temperance card is giving me balancing the chakras. So the last reading I did was the spiritual growth read. You might want to check that one out because it had chakra references in it. My bad. I'm trying to remember how to speak. That would be, kind of helpful a little bit. So these 2 cards are pretty interesting cards. There's a lot of blue and then there's a lot of orange. Blue for me is throat, and orange is the sacral. So 2nd and 5th. Yeah, 2nd and 5th chakras. I don't know. There's just the sense that there's something blocking you from having the 10 of Cups. And I mean, the 10 of Cups is like the fulfillment of your soul, the fulfillment of your emotions, and like having this beautiful like family dynamic, or just, loved ones in your life. From the top of the deck, Hierophant and the 6 of Coins. I feel like this is a sense of being fair to yourself and, understanding the process in which you grow is very different from the next person. Like, the way in which you grow is very specific to you and your soul. It's very interesting. Something else that's popping up for me, something I've been wanting to talk about on social media, but like a very popular phrase in spirituality is trust the process. It's something that I say and I fully back myself because I understand what it truly means. But I do also discern the difference between somebody who understands what that means and somebody who doesn't, right? Because not every person fully grasps certain concepts. If I could talk today, that would be so wonderful. So trusting the process is having faith and a firm belief that you are always continuously growing. And sometimes that means our brain and our mind wants to be like 10 million steps ahead than our own body, especially if we're rapidly healing and working on ourselves and growing. And, you know, sometimes you have to slow down. Sometimes you have to let things be. That might be for somebody very specific, in which case, again, sending you so much love and understanding. I really feel like crying. It's like trying my best to keep it at bay. Also yawning. Okay. All right. It's also cool. Yeah. This is what this feels like for me, honestly. I think I'm going to pull one more. Yeah, 6 of Swords. We got 2 6s, a 10, an ace. I mean, 6 of Swords is like moving on to calmer situations or a calmer environment, just like solitude, finding peace and understanding, coming away from wherever you've been. So like the past has been very turbulent and chaotic, you know, hard and heavy, and even sometimes at some points dark. But the path ahead will be smoother. I promise you that. But certain things need to be processed, right? Certain things need to heal and to become stronger. I don't know what that looks like for you specifically. If you are intrigued, my advice would be to get a personal reading. Other than that, take some time for yourself. I'm a very big advocate of therapy as well. So yeah. So this is what I'm seeing for you. I don't know who you are, but again, I feel like I need to give you a hug. Which I wish I could give you a hug, but I can't do that through a screen. I can't stop yawning either. I wasn't yawning before. I know that sometimes this happens when I read. So thank you so much for being here with me and spending some time with me. Thank you for being on this channel. I greatly appreciate you. Please like, share, comment, you know, and anything that you want to share with me. And it could just be like telling me what your Capricorn placement is like, or your top 3, like your main 3, your sun, your moon, rising signs. That would be cool too. You can totally share that with me if you feel so inclined. Other than that, know that you are divine, sacred, and heavenly. Bye, Capricorns.